Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my picks for the week, what I wore, how I felt, what my favorite was. And before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to go ahead and hit that button. Just join the weird, wonderful family. I would love to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first fragrance I wore this week was Alhara's Amber Oud Gold Edition. So I really wanted to give this a good wear test, try it out on my skin, and it's just absolutely beautiful. This one, what I primarily get is this pineapple on my skin. There's a bit of melon, so melon and pineapple in the opening. The pineapple for me kind of stays throughout the whole entire wear of the perfume, and then as it dries down it gets a little bit, I would say just a tad bit more vanillic, but almost more like a pineapple juice, if that makes sense. So that pineapple just kind of stays, but it gets a little bit sweeter, and then there's just a hint of woodiness that comes in, but it certainly doesn't take center stage. So this one stays juicy and vibrant the whole day. This thing wears really well. So I put it on in the morning, and in the evening I could still smell it. So I got at least 10 hours out of this. Yeah, it's just bright, it's energizing, like it's just kind of energizing. It smells a little bit warm, almost like sunshine to me. So it's just delicious. It smells, I want to say moist, because that's the only word. Why did moist become such a terrible word? Like, why does it have to have such terrible connotations? Like, okay, you don't want to eat a dry cake, do you? No, you want a moist one. Well, this is kind of moist somehow, so it's not a dry fragrance. It smells humid to me, so it just gives me this kind of sense of relaxing in the sun where the air is kind of humid. That's kind of what this feels like. And then with that pineapple in it, it's just so happy. I also really love the bottle on this one, so I'm really enjoying this one way more than I thought I would. So can't wait to keep trying it. The next fragrance I wore was Mon Guerlain, and I thoroughly enjoyed wearing this one this week too. It's just sweet with this lavender undercurrent. There's also a little bit of licorice, which I do pick up. So it's got this herbaceous kind of feel to it with that lavender and licorice. So I really enjoy this one. It feels comforting to me with that lavender. It feels like just grounding somehow, and yet there's this sweetness and this femininity. So this would be another one, kind of like Girl of Now Shine. For me, it's a little bit like a hug, so I really enjoy wearing this one, and plus this reminds me of being a mom, which is one of my favorite things. Well, no, it's the favorite thing in the whole entire world for me. So Mon Guerlain, you get about 6 hours out of this, but it is so pretty, so feminine, so comforting, and I just love it. Next fragrance I wore was So Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. This one to me is just pep in a bottle. Like it's raspberry centric. I mainly get raspberry. There's tuberose that's kind of bubblegummy. There's a bit of a grape vibe to it, if that makes sense. This is just kind of almost fizzy feeling. There's a little bit of creaminess in it, like a little bit later on, but not much. Like I always think of a sorbet. So you know how a sorbet has just a tiny bit of density to it, but it's still light and fresh. That's what this feels like. So I so enjoy wearing this one. You only get about 5 hours out of this one, but it is so fun. If I want a pick-me-up or something to put me in a good mood, like a mood booster, I'm gonna reach for So Scandal because it's just so happy. And the grapiness, like it is raspberry, but it feels a little bit grapey / raspberry. It feels, it's a little bit candy-like, it's a little bit youthful in just that feel. So this one is such a fun one to wear, and whenever I want something to kind of boost the mood, this is one I reach for. Now, the last two that I have to share for you, I didn't wear perfume every day this week, so that's the way it is. I decided to try Delina Exclusive by Parfums de Marly, and then the Be Layered dupe of Delina, which is First Kiss. I tried Delina Exclusive first. This one is so, it's rich. It feels almost it smells almost velvety. So you get this real soft, bordering on powder feel to it with that beautiful kind of rose. I think there's incense in this. I believe there's oud. To me, this one feels a little bit more like the evening version of Delina. This one has a softness to it, but it smells like really quite sensual. It's not overpowering at all. There is this powdery quality to this one. And like, I just really enjoy wearing it. It just smells fantastic. So I really love it. Now Delina, or the First Kiss dupe, which is pretty similar. Like, I've smelt the original Delina, I've worn it. So this one is a pretty decent dupe. It's not exact, but it's close. This one is a lot more in your face. It's a little bit more bold and loud. It's a little bit more clear. So Delina Exclusive to me feels kind of soft and powdery, whereas this one smells a little bit more clear and vibrant. This one has the rhubarb in it, so it's a lot more kind of, there's a little bit of a tartness to it. This one has a slight, because of that rhubarb, to me, it smells a little bit like celery. So I can see that some people, like, I've heard some people say it smells a little bit like body odor. It smells a little bit like BO, in the best possible way. I wouldn't say that, but I get where they're coming from because of that celery and that rhubarb. And the rhubarb in this one definitely is a lot more kind of celery-esque is the only term that I can think of, which sounds so unappetizing, but I just love this one. I find this one to be extremely sexy as well, but it's definitely more potent. It's louder. It's a little bit obnoxious almost, to me anyway, and in your face. Now, maybe the original is a little bit different, but in any case, these against one another, I would say that Delina, the straight up Delina, would be my first pick. So if I were to have to choose between the two, I would choose this one because I like that kind of brighter smell, that more kind of clear, you know, bold in your face smell. This one has that little hint of powder, which is still gorgeous. This one's a little bit more sexy. It's a little bit more, yeah, somehow sensual. Definitely gets rid of that celery aspect, and it's just a little smoother, I would say. But for whatever reason, I like the uplifting nature of the straight up Delina, or like you know, I've got the dupe. So I think that if I were to buy a full bottle, I would choose Delina first. But then I think I would get the exclusive as well, because I think it's different enough to warrant both. And to me, this would be kind of neat to, I'd wear this during the day and then I'd throw this on for the evening. So that's kind of how I look at them. I look at Delina as being kind of the daytime version, whereas Delina Exclusive is a little bit more evening, although both can be worn anytime. You know, it's not like they should be relegated to a time of day, but that's kind of how I would describe them. So thoroughly enjoyed wearing both of them, and that is it. The standout for me this week would have been Mon Guerlain. I've just been really enjoying wearing this one again. I didn't wear it a whole lot during the winter, so it's just been nice to pull it out again. It just makes me feel good when I put it on. And then honestly, I really enjoyed wearing this one. Just got whiffs of it all day. And I definitely enjoyed the whiffs of this one more than the whiffs of this one, although they both gave me fantastic whiffs. So that is it. What was your standout fragrance for the week? I would love to know, and I hope you have an amazing week. We'll talk to you soon.